Join me on a 12-hour-long flight from South America to Paris as we put Air France business class to the test. An airline associated to French elegance, gourmet cuisine, and often known as one of the best in the world. But is this the case? Stick around and let's find out. Welcome to Lima, the beautiful capital of Peru. Today we have the pleasure of flying Air France in business class aboard one of their 777s all the way to Paris. I'm really excited to try out their business class product, as Skytrax in 2024 gave Air France the title as Best Business Class in Europe. In addition, Skytrax places Air France ahead of airlines such as Turkish Airlines and Qantas, so it's going to be interesting to see how good it really is. Before heading to the airport, let me just share how awesome of a city Lima really is. Being the only South American capital located by the sea, it offers great beach opportunities. It's also a paradise for food lovers, as many of the best restaurants of the world are located here. In addition, you have so many historical and cultural attractions. I know many people visit Peru for Machu Picchu, but in my opinion, Lima is so underrated and is actually a much cooler destination than Machu Picchu itself. On the downside, the traffic in Lima is crazy. A 20 kilometers taxi ride to the airport actually took us 2.5 hours, so bear that in mind if you're heading to the airport. This airport is actually soon to become history. Lima's new airport is scheduled to open in the end of March of 2025. The inauguration of the new airport has been postponed several times due to poor planning. Currently, as there are no access points, you have a nice new airport without any way to get to it. The funny thing is that they're actually building a new subway line, but to the old airport, which is crazy. Can you imagine getting on the subway on the line that says airport and not arriving to the airport? Wow. Now, back to Air France. For today's flight, I paid $1,000, which I consider to be a great price for a 12-hour flight. However, I was surprised to see that Air France has taken a somewhat low-cost approach even to its business class. For instance, when booking the lowest fare on an intercontinental flight, you do not get lounge access. In addition, seat selection is really expensive. To choose a seat before check-in, I had to pay $180. If your ticket includes lounge access at Lima Airport, Air France passengers get access to LATAM's VIP lounge Sumac. The lounge is big and spacious and includes a decent amount of seating. Although it has no natural light, I still felt it was cozy and warm. You also have working stations and a bar. Other than that, it's pretty much a standard lounge. The best thing here is the food selection, which is crazy. Check it out and see for yourself. it's already time to head to the gate. Our 777 is supposed to leave at 10:05 p.m., but the crew is delayed. The reason for this is that they're stuck in traffic, which is kind of surprising given that all the passengers did manage to arrive on time. As a consequence, I lost my connection from Paris the day after. As it's finally time for boarding, the business class passengers board first through Group 1. The business class cabin on the 777 comes with 28 Safran Cirrus 3 seats in a 1-2-1 configuration. Every seat has direct aisle access and convert to a flat bed. Waiting for me at the seat was a clothes hanger, a pillow, a blanket, and slippers. The slippers are a nice touch that you don't get with any airline. It's great to have when having to go to the bathroom.
Madame, Monsieur, bienvenue à bord d'Air France sur ce vol.
In addition to this, a nice amenity kit, which I will show you later, as well as a bottle of Evian water. The seat offers a decent amount of personal space as well as storage space. Although not the most modern business class seat there is, it's still a great way to fly. And despite being quite old, there is no wear and tear on this seat and it's in great conditions. Air France's newest business class seats are available on some of their 777-300s as well as the A350. Each seat also comes with a 16 inches HD personal screen. Now let's have a look at what kind of entertainment Air France offers. At the first glance, the movie selection seems quite good, both French and international movies. In addition to the movies, you also find a good selection of TV series as well as stuff for kids. The screen, although not being very modern, is still very responsive. Now let's have a look at today's menu. Being a French airline, I sure have higher expectations when it comes to the food. Still important to bear in mind, when doing return flights, the catering is usually not as good as when you leave the airline's main hub. But still, this looks impressive. Shortly after boarding, we were also offered champagne as a welcome drink, as well as a hot towel. A nice start to a great flight, I hope. An hour late, we're finally about to push back. Now, sit tight and enjoy the amazing sounds of the 777 engines.
Votre repos de jambes et ouvrir tous les cachots. Les membres d'équipage portant un insigne rouge sont chargés de votre sécurité. Nous informons qu'en cas de dépressurisation, vous devrez retirer votre masque.
Tonight's 12-hour flight took us over the Andes Mountains, across the Amazon, over Venezuela, then across the Atlantic Ocean and directly into Paris, France. Already 30 minutes into the flights, the crew served us an amuse-bouche as well as something to drink. The appetizer on today's flight was prosciutto ham with basil, as well as tomato and cheese, warm bread and a normal salad. You also get French butter as well as a balsamico dressing. All in all, a good start to the meal service. And props to the crew for being so efficient. Being a late flight, the passengers want to dine quickly so they can maximize the amount of sleep. For a main course, I got to try two of the options. One of them was the grilled salmon, which also came with some vegetables and a puree. The second option I got to try was a beef with vegetables and a demi-glace jus. Dessert was a lemon cake followed by a selection of French cheese. To sum up the meal service, it was absolutely delicious. Let's check out the amenity kit. It contained what you normally get in a regular amenity kit. The only thing making this a bit more special is that some of the creams comes from really renowned brands. The lavatory was huge. It must have been at least 2 meters long, possibly the biggest airplane lavatory I ever seen. The lavatory was also very clean, so 9 out of 10 stars. Let's make the bed and get some hours of sleep. The seat converts into a fully flat 2-meter long bed, which is also wide enough so that you can turn and switch positions during sleep. See you in a couple of hours. The bed was really nice and I got 6 hours of uninterrupted sleep. Woke up for breakfast. Breakfast was served 1.5 hours before landing and consisted of a continental breakfast with omelette, bread, croissant, yogurt and granola, fruit, coffee and juice. A good start to the day and really tasty. An amazing flight is nearing its end. We're already descending towards Paris Charles de Gaulle. Stick around till the end and I'll let you know my final thoughts on Air France business class products. Due to intense fog in Paris, we will be making an auto landing on this 777. Let's enjoy! Welcome to Paris. That was one of the smoothest landings I've ever experienced on a 777. Now, let's sum up my Air France business class experience. Does Air France deserve the title Best Business Class in Europe? and even amongst the 7 best in the world? In my opinion, yes and no. The ground experience at Lima Airport with the crew delay due to traffic was horrendous. But already on board, the crew was efficient and really service-minded. You do somehow get some of the feeling of French elegance. Although the business class seat was not the most modern, it was really comfortable and really good to sleep in. The meal service was good, but not that much better than what you would receive aboard Iberia, KLM, British Airways or Swiss. I would without doubt place Air France among the best airlines in Europe, but is it one of the 7 best in the world? Is Air France better than airlines such as Turkish Airlines, Virgin, Japan Airlines or even Etihad Airways? I don't know. Let me know your opinions in the comment section. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Remember, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. That will help me a lot in creating more content like this. See you on the next flight.
Buen viaje.